this Thursday, a day after the winter solstice and a day before the new moon in Capricorn. If you happen to stumble across this video, my name is Charlene Lizette. I'm a spiritual teacher and empowerment coach. If you've been around here for a long time, thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. This is something that I've been sitting on for a really long time. And you can probably hear my voice is a little bit shaky, which isn't traditionally my style. And it's shaky because I'm a little bit nervous. This is something that I haven't necessarily done here on the channel ever. I used to do spirit messages for you all, but they were specific to the zodiac signs. And one of the biggest pushes that I've been getting in the last little bit is that I need to start delivering channeled messages from source. Part of my role, part of my job, part of my purpose here on earth is to not only teach you the world of spirituality, teach you how to tap into source consciousness, to your higher self, but also be a vessel. Also be a channel and provide you with the information, the messages, and the knowledge that they are sharing with me and pass it on to you. However, I really try and keep my ego in check when it comes to my position and my role here on earth. And within the spiritual community, there's a lot of, spiritual ego. Right? This idea that somebody is higher than them or more than them, and therefore they get this exclusive knowledge, this exclusive information. And I didn't want to do that. So for a long time, I really hesitated in doing this, in putting together these channeled messages from source consciousness, from angels, from our masters, from our teachers, from our loved ones, from source. However, what ends up happening in my life when I don't follow what I'm supposed to be doing is I get tower moments, right? And this is the way that now I know how to communicate with my angels, with my guides, where they're like, you're not listening, you're not following the instructions, so we're just going to give you tower moments until you do. And so I'm here. Hello, hi. I'm here doing this video for you all. There is one thing that is really important before I deliver this important message from source, from your angels. And that message is that you too can connect with them. You too have the same ability, the same capability that I do. And I hope that through my videos, I'm able to teach you, inspire you, and empower you to do it for yourself. Because that wisdom, that connection that you have with source consciousness is readily available at your fingertips or through your mind's eye, through your connection to source. If you can imagine it this way, there is a blanket of energy that exists all around the cosmos, all through every living thing, even everything that is not living, right? Through absolutely every little aspect of this world here, this 3D world, this physical world that we see, there exists this vibrational energy, this frequency, right? And oftentimes we see the dark side of it, and that's purposely I wanted to use the word manipulated. It's purposely presented that way. However, amongst the darkness, there's also light. And when you learn to tune in, tap in, connect, you basically plug yourself in to source code, to source consciousness that runs like vessels, like veins, like cables, however it feels right for you around this world through you and I. Even though I can't see you, it's still connecting there. There are invisible threads that exist through everything, through the crystals, through the cream, through everything, basically, okay? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Now, one of the things that I've noticed a lot, and I've really been feeling it, is this heaviness, this dark energy, this darkness. And it feels very sticky. It feels like it almost wants to plague the collective. And maybe some of you have been feeling that too, this sticky consistency, this almost like a dark blanket or a dark veil that doesn't really give you this space or this opportunity to feel like you are free or to break free. It's almost sluggish in nature. And that heaviness, that darkness that you all have been experiencing, or some of you may have been experiencing, and the collective has been experiencing, is a manifestation of a few things actually happening here in the collective right now. I don't take the death of people very lightly. I think every person that passes away is important, and we need to honor their vessels, honor their energy, honor their soul, honor absolutely everything about them. Now, one of the things that is also true is that sometimes these people's lives are sacrificed as part of rituals and practices, because with light, there is darkness, and there is duality in all things. And just like there is light magic, right? There's pure magic. There's magic that is connected to the highest consciousness, to the highest vibration, to the highest frequency of energy that is pure, right? It comes from love, happiness, hope, joy, optimism. The same is true about what we could call, without wanting to label things, but I guess to help people understand, dark energy or dark magic. There are a lot of dark rituals happening right now. And the reason for this is twofold. One, it keeps people at a very low vibrational state. It helps to fuel fear, anxiety, chaos, stress. And remember, even though we're all individuals, we all work as one, right? So the more of us together that gather and sit in the energy of fear and chaos and darkness and panic, etc., the easier it is for that dark magic to work through and manifest, okay, and come to fruition. The same is said for light magic, right? Or pure magic, the one that vibrates at the highest frequency. If more of us are experiencing love and joy and happiness and fulfillment and passion, then that light magic, that pure magic that is connected to what we could consider heaven on earth is fueled. And we see more positive things happen here on this earth and in our own lives. Even though we're each individual, we always work as a collective. Because remember, like I was telling you, we are all intertwined, all interconnected through this blanket of energy that has all these billions of threads or cables or veins, however you want to, whatever word you want to use to connect it and speak about it. The energy right now has felt stagnant and challenging and difficult, not only because of the rituals that are being done right now to fuel that stagnant, difficult, dark energy, but also because we are in the energy of darkness. Remember, everything has its duality. There is darkness and there is light. There is, this yin yang, this balance and ascension, and helping to raise the vibration of earth knows this and knows that in order for us to evolve, for us to ascend or connect to source consciousness, we have to be at this perfect state of balance. We can't be too much here and we can't be too much here, right? Everything has to have its balance. And we've been seeing this very present, very obvious imbalance. And right now, through this dark moment, right, where Earth is experiencing its own death and rebirth, especially if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, right? If you're in Canada and if you're in the States, you're above the equator, you know that we're in what's considered winter right now. When we look at this from a solstice perspective, when we look at this connecting back to source, back to Mother Earth, back to the universe, back to the cosmic cycles, we know that this energy right now is meant to give us the space to rest, to retreat, to retract, to replenish. And in that darkness, right, in that sleepy energy, in these moments of stillness, where things aren't necessarily growing and things aren't necessarily expanding, we have this opportunity to plant seeds. Any of you garden here? If you garden, drop it in the comments, let me know. And if you've been feeling this really heaviness, this stuck energy, this sluggish energy, also drop it in the comments. Let me know. I want to hear from you. Now, like I said, there is duality in everything, right? We wake up, we do our thing, and then we sleep. And during our sleep, we rest. We retreat, we reset, we replenish. Michael said, I miss your old intro. I don't even remember what my old intro was. It was probably something really chaotic. And that's okay, because, you know, you got to have a little bit of chaos here and there. But yeah, these videos that I'm going to be doing moving forward, these angel channeled messages, I will be channeling directly. So I am going to be stepping into that in just a little bit. But I do want to continue to talk about this present energy that we're all feeling, that we're all currently experiencing, okay? Because it's really important to be aware. It's really important to be educated as to what is happening out in the cosmic field, in the realms, in the physical realms that exist, you know, here that we see, you and I see with our own two eyes, and also in the energetic realms as well, or the divine realms, okay? During this time, the earth is in its darkness. As I was sharing, you know, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it is the time of death. We went through Scorpio season, and now we're in this moment of, you know, Capricornian season, where we are starting to understand that in order to grow, in order to expand, in order to reach our goals, we must plan, we must prepare, we must experience structure. And we must stay very rooted and grounded to the earth. And if we fail to do that, right, if we don't do that, then things feel really out of whack, right? We feel really out of whack. But we also have to understand that we have to experience this darkness. We have to experience this lull. You know, in old folklore, if any of you study like folklore or mythology, or are really into like learning about what a lot of the original civilizations did, the winter solstice, the reason why the candles were lit all the time and people stayed up and the mistletoe was placed, and those traditions were all designed to help keep the evil spirits away, because the veil is so thin right now. And so when the veil is thin, this is an opportune time to connect with all the realms, right? To connect and see beyond the veil, beyond the physical realm, and be able to tune in, tap in, and work with that magic, work with that energy. But just as we can do it for good, we can also do it for evil. And I don't want to get too much into, you know, people that have passed away lately, okay? But, you know, there was that very, I do want to touch on it a little bit, because it goes to show that the ritualistic practices, right? I'm not saying that every person's death is connected to some type of ritualistic practice, but there is that energy, okay? There is that energy that is existing out there. So many of you, if you're in Canada, or if you get any Canadian news, you will know that in Canada, there's been a lot of attacks that have been happening in the subways. And that's really scary, because if you live in the Greater Toronto area, especially live in like downtown Toronto, you utilize the subway a lot. It's very similar to New York, okay? It's a main hub, it's a main vein that helps people get from point A to point B across the city with ease. Now, these deaths are senseless. They don't have any structure. They don't have any premeditation to them, okay? There was also a situation that happened in the city of Vaughan, which is not too far away from Toronto, and a resident of one of the apartment buildings went on a killing spree. For those of you that are on Twitter, and you know, whether you like Ellen or not, I'm not going to judge you, but you all know that Twitch passed away. We all know that the elites now have really shown themselves for what they are. Okay. And we're not going to dive into conspiracy theories, but we are going to look at the synchronicities of the things that are being exposed. 2 people close to Ellen now have mysteriously passed away in very odd circumstances. May they rest in peace. And we're seeing the elites unravel more and more. And we're seeing how, famous people aren't necessarily getting the recognition or the same clout that they did in the past. The whole thing with Balenciaga, and I did that video about, how they want your kids and all that stuff. So you got to see that everything is interconnected. Remember, you are your neighbor and your neighbor is you. And even though you may live a different timeline, may live a different experience here on earth, you may go through different things, your lives may be very different, we're all connected. And so during this time, it's really important that you preserve and protect your energy. That you really connect to your practices, to your rituals, and that you stay tuned in and tapped into your energy. Okay. Some of the things that you could do amongst creating, orbs of protection around yourself, and you do that through intention, okay? And if that's something that interests you, if you want to learn more about, different ways that you can protect your energy and how to do it, let me know, and maybe I can put together a little video for you all. I do have a video on how to protect your energy already up on the channel, but maybe I can dive more into the teachings of the how-to. Other things that you can do during this time is to remember to pay attention to whom you are around and where you are hanging out. Okay? Pay attention and think about that. Be cognizant, be conscious. And when these moments of anxiety, when these moments of fear, when these moments of uncertainty start showing up for you, remember to lean in to the high vibrational emotions and feelings. Transmute. You have that ability, right? It's not just people like myself who have some type of social media presence that can do these things, transmute energy, shift energy, connect to source consciousness, make magic happen. It's not just us, it's you too. You have this innate capability within you, so start using it. Remember who you are. Remember your power. Remember that you are a cosmic divine vessel and that you've come here to earth to help raise the vibration, to help shift the consciousness, and to usher this new earth, this place of love, this place of peace, this place of community. But in order for us to bring in and usher in that energy, right? Usher in this new world, it's not going to be different than what we're experiencing now. It's the vibration, it's the frequency, right? In order for us to shift that, to turn it around, to make it work for us, to transmute it, we have to be the ones ourselves, yourself. You have to take responsibility of your own energy and ask yourself, what am I emitting at this time and why? If you continuously live at this frequency of fear, this is where the work begins. Why? Why am I in this frequency of fear? If you continuously live in the energy of scarcity, why? And how can you transmute and shift that? In the past, in some of my videos, I've shared something called an emotions wheel or a feelings wheel. There is one that I use often in my one-on-one coaching sessions. I'm going to grab it for you right now. I also want to jump on and take a look at the chat because I didn't turn on my computer when I jumped on. I was really procrastinating and hesitating, going live. And then I literally was just like my angels, my guides. I call them my spiritual army. Were like, you need to go. Like they were getting annoyed. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop, diddly dallying, and I'm just gonna do it. Okay. And that's my own workings, right? That's my own thing that I'm doing right now, where I'm learning not to be afraid to share the messages, to share and channel and deliver the information to you. because I am human like you, okay? So, couple things. Let me jump on to this live so I can take a peek at what you all are saying in the chat, because it moves really fast on my phone and sometimes I miss what you all are saying. So let me do that. Oh, yes, great. Let me pull from my handy dandy drawer the feelings wheel. Now, if one of you kind souls could help me out, it would be greatly appreciated. If you quickly Google Jeffrey Roberts, okay, and it's Geoffrey Roberts, he creates a feelings wheel. Can you all drop that link? It's free. Drop the link in the comments for some, if someone or a few of you, whoever feels compelled and called to do it. That way you all can actually get access to this, okay? This is a tool that I use in my one-on-one cosmic coaching sessions. I also use it in the courses that I offer as well. And I believe that this is a staple tool that every single one of you needs to have in your life. Whether you carry a physical copy, I have a laminated copy, whether you keep a copy in your phone, until you start, yes, I love that you noticed that, Ridgely, until you start actually like remembering and absorbing the information, okay? There's nothing wrong with literally having tangible physical tools while you are going through your spiritual awakening journey. Absolutely nothing wrong. In the beginning of my journey, I literally had 10,000 tools, like everywhere, because I needed them all the time, right? Because you're learning, you're remembering, you're teaching yourself, okay? So in this feelings wheel, okay, the reason that I want to show it to you is because it breaks down the different types of emotions, okay? And you and I, during this live, before I go into the angel channeled message, I mean, mind you, this is all part of the message, but I am going to channel directly for you. This is just the information that I've been getting for the last week. I was supposed to record this on Sunday for you, on Saturday for you, and I did not. And I kept holding back. And like I shared, I was holding back because I was afraid. And it got to the point where my angels were like, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop. You are divinely protected. You are okay. Go on live and do this. You're like, now. And I was like, okay, sorry. You know. So here is this feelings wheel. What I want to point out to you all are the different main feelings or emotions, okay? So you can see here, there's angry, there's fearful, there's bad, there's surprised, there's happy, there's sad, and that looks like it's disgusted. Are you guys having a hard time being able to get the wheel? Hold on, I'm looking at the chat. No need to panic, we got you. Feelings. Oh, here it is. Look, you guys, I'm going to drop it straight right now into the chat, okay? No need to panic. There you go. I just dropped it. Dropped it. Okay. I don't know how to make it clickable. What do you mean clickable? I just gave it to you. Just click on it. That's all. It's all good. Okay, so if you don't have it, I'm literally going to hold it up to the camera right now so you all can see it. Let me know if my audio is okay right now. What I want you to pay attention to is this section right here, the happy. While there are some high vibrational emotions and feelings that live in the surprised area, okay, the majority of them will be found in this happy area. Now, it's not to say that during your spiritual awakening, during your journey of consciousness, of awareness, of connecting to your higher self and of connecting to source energy, it's not to say that you are not allowed or you shouldn't experience the rest of this. You're human. So the idea that people who are enlightened or people who are spiritual only feel positive or high vibrational emotions or feelings, that's not... I don't want to say that it's incorrect, but it's not necessarily aligned with the human experience. Okay? Because the human experience is meant to experience. And experience comes in a plethora of different experiences. Okay? So what you can do And what happens when you evolve, as you grow, as you become more aware, as you become more conscious, what does end up happening though, is that you learn how to transmute the energy. So you learn to be aware. Okay, so you learn to practice awareness in the triggers or the traumas, the things that happen to you that cause you to feel a lower vibrational emotion, and you learn how to shift. Okay, you learn how to transmute it. You learn how to change it around. Okay, I feel like I'm really low here. Hold on, I gotta prop this. There we go, that was really loud. You know, I don't know how many of you listen to Eckhart Tolle, and, you know, we all have our spiritual people that we, you know, listen to, align with, connect with more, etc. Oftentimes people say like, oh, Eckhart Tolle never gets mad, he never gets frustrated, da 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 da. But if you actually listen to what he says, if you actually watch his teachings, if you actually receive his information, oftentimes one of the things that he says is that you're going to feel these things, but it's about recognizing how to shift it. Okay? It's about recognizing how to transform it. So when I was talking about the sluggish energy, when I was talking about this stuckness, this darkness, right, that we're all feeling right now, a part of it we're meant to feel right now because we're meant to retreat. We're meant to go inward. We're meant to plan, to create structure, to understand the seeds that we're planting, okay, to decide the intentions we want to set for, you know, not just the next week, but the next 6 months, the next year, etc. So there is this energy of inward. It is also in the darkness where we can actually expand, where we can actually grow, where we can actually evolve. Because we start realizing and recognizing through the planning, through the challenges, through the difficulty, through that sluggish stuckness energy, we start to observe and absorb. So we observe what is creating challenges or difficulty for us, and we absorb all these different things that are happening. Okay? Where you now need to do the work, right? This is up to you. I can't do this for you. I can teach you how to do it, but I can't do it for you. Where you now need to do the work is in understanding where the stuckness, the sluggish energy, okay, if we look at the back at the feelings wheel, right? The emotions and the feelings that are connected to that sluggish energy, that energy that drags you down, okay? And how you can transmute that into one of these, right? Optimistic, peaceful, powerful, accepted, proud, confident, valued, courageous, joyful, free. How do you now start finding what is bringing you down in your own life and how you can transmute that? Because in doing your own work, you help to shift. In doing your own work, not only do you help to shift your own life, but you start shifting the energetic frequency and the vibration around you. And this is what the biggest message is that's been coming in from my angels and from our angels, from masters, teachers, from loved ones, from the divine council, the council of the light, whatever you want to call them, right? Source, from source, is that it is time for the light workers right now to shine their light. That message doesn't go away. It's always our responsibility to shine our light. It's part of our role here on earth, right? We each have our different purposes. We each have our different missions that we are here to accomplish. But we must shine the light. It's almost like there's a little extra boost that's needed right now. I love that. Dancing, I just got goosebumps. Hold on. Let me show you. I just got goosebumps when you said dancing, because that is exactly it. Dancing. Tap in and tune in to the divine feminine energy. I posted in the community section a few tips. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, I also posted there as well. I did a little carousel on 7 different ways. And whether you're masculine or feminine, whether you've got a PP or a JJ, whether you're whatever LGBT, it doesn't matter, like whatever that is, right? That doesn't matter. We each carry masculine and feminine energy. But right now, out in this world, before I continue, remember that even in the masculine and the feminine energy, there are light aspects and shadow aspects, evolved aspects and unevolved aspects, right? It presents on an evolved way, or it presents in an unevolved way. We've gotten to this point here on Earth. The frequency of Earth is in the shadow aspects of the masculine energy. And that is what is causing a lot of this suffering. Because the shadow aspect of the masculine energy is obsessed with control and power. And so the only way that we can shift that, the only way that we can transmute that, the only way that we can change that around is by being the light, and by tuning in and tapping in to the different frequencies or the different waves that an evolved divine feminine feels right now. So that way we can help to create more balance into this earth. All right. The examples that I shared with you about the death of some people, some famous, not others, not so much, right? We are going to see that magnified the next year. Because people will start taking justice into their own hands. And I am not sharing this to create fear. I am not sharing this to send out that vibration or that frequency out into the earth. I'm sharing it as a part of awareness. Because we are coming closer and closer to the spiritual war. And I think one of you was mentioning it in the chat. We're coming closer and closer to the spiritual war physically showing up. Right now it's happening on an energetic level. But just like a volcano, it can only rumble under earth for so long before it explodes. And so during this winter solstice, during this darkness, right? Tomorrow is the new moon in Capricorn, right? This is the time for you to protect, for you to heal, right? Heal yourself and you'll heal the earth. To heal, to focus on your wounds, your traumas, your triggers, and to set the right goals, the right plans, the structure, the routine, the discipline that you need in your own life, because it's going to be very different for all of you, okay? You're going to have to do that in order to help bring in 2023 in a positive and uplifting way, in a way where you will be prepared for what's coming. In a way where you will feel confident within yourself and your abilities to face adversity and difficulties with grace, with excitement, with confidence. Okay. If you're free tomorrow night, all right, from 8 o'clock Eastern, so 8 p.m. Eastern to 9:30 p.m. Eastern, I am hosting my new moon ritual. It's live and interactive. I lead you through and I host a new moon ritual. It includes candle magic. I do herbal magic. I do crystal grids. We talk about the energy. We talk about how to set the intentions, plant the seeds. All right. And it's an hour and a half. It's live and interactive. So you'll join me on Zoom. Okay. You'll get to meet me. I'll meet you and we work together in whomever else feels called to join the ritual. The tickets are only $44 Canadian, so I think that's like 30 bucks American. I'm going to drop the link here. So if you want to join me tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you have been wanting to set proper intentions, if you've been wanting to plan, if you've been wanting to focus on where you need to heal to make your goals come true, right? Your dream, to unlock your dream life, then this is a good moon to practice a ritual on, or to do a ritual with. Okay, so whether you want to do it with me or you want to do it on your own, the key themes for the new moon tomorrow are career, your goals, getting money, making money. Right? I talked about that in the new moon Capricorn video, and it's really good for finding where you need to heal within your own life so that you can get those goals and unlock that dream life. Because this is a time right now to get very clear and specific on, you know, where are you right now, your own worst enemy? Where are you procrastinating? Where are you leaking energy? So that you can nip that in the bud and be able to move forward and expand and blossom as we enter into this new year. I'm really excited. I hope to see you there, Joanne. And I saw one of you just got your amulets. I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me so happy to hear that you all are getting your amulets. It's really exciting. Now, all that to be said, I'm going to step in now and do the channeled message, okay? If you have never seen me do a channeled message, sometimes my eyes go really glossy. Sometimes my eyes, I end up just closing them because sometimes I'll literally they go back in my head. So I know that that can be a little bit alarming or a little bit scary for people. I also felt called to use this deck, which is the Starseed Oracle deck. I'm not going to use it for the whole channeled message. I think I'm meant to, and I'm feeling very called to pull 3 cards for you all to reflect on as I'm sitting and connecting in and tuning in and tapping in, okay? If you are all wanting to continue to watch the tarot videos, because they're not on this particular channel anymore, I will be sharing the STARSEA Tarot channel. At STARSEA Tarot is where all the new videos are at, all right? At STARSEA Tarot. Oh, we got 4. Interesting. Look at this. Look at how in alignment with the entire conversation we've been having. All right. So don't follow, pave a new path, be the leader you wish to see. This is it. See? From the darkness, you go into the light. We're in that darkness right now, right? But it's safe to be here when you are protected. So don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that. You stay protected, you stay confident, you live and vibrate at the frequency of love. The darkness will show you the path towards the light. It will help you to pave the way forward. The courageous peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Okay? This is all about you shining your light. No longer being afraid, no longer feeling like you're going to be judged or criticized. We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. How can you mother yourself right now? How can you tune in to the divine feminine energy that is creation, that is nurturing, that is vulnerability, that is authenticity, that is surrender, that is safe? Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Wasn't this one of the first messages I delivered to you all? If you just give me a couple of seconds here, I'm going to go in and receive the message, okay? It is in the shadows that you will find your light. It is in the shadows that you will begin to experience and see who you really are, all aspects of you. And you'll learn to embrace and accept them with grace, not with shame or with guilt, but with dignity, understanding and knowing that you are who you are and that you're divinely made by the cosmos, perfectly imperfect. And that regardless of what other people's perceptions of you may be, and regardless of what others may say about you or to you, your purpose here on earth is to stay aligned, to stay true to you, to stay true to the mission, to always hold your head up with grace, to love yourself, to honor yourself, to respect yourself, and to value the gifts that you've been given and that are meant to be yours so that you can share. There is nothing wrong with you. You are exactly where you are meant to be. So if your body asks you to rest, you rest. And if your body asks you to sleep, you sleep. And if your body asks you for nourishment, you nourish. And if your body is in a state of rejection where it's repelling toxicity and releasing and purging, then you give it the safe space to do so. While the darkness plays and attempts to hold you, to chain you and shackle you, and to imprison you, the light wages on, the light forges on, knowing that darkness can never exist and that darkness can never win when there is light. And so you need to focus on your light. You need to focus on your beauty, on your harmony, on your kindness, on your joy, in your power, and in love. No matter how much darkness tries, darkness will never win. No matter how much it tries to forge forward, it will never win. Your job right now is to focus on what you can do to help usher in this new world, to help usher in the love, the joy, the peace, the happiness, and the harmony that is so desperately needed amongst your communities, amongst Earth, amongst the collective, amongst family, amongst friends. Why are you here today? Why are you watching this? Why were you called to connect to this video, if not to help you remember? If not to help you see the light that exists within you? Everything around you is a mirror. Everything around you is showing you parts of yourself, the parts that you love, the parts that you criticize, the parts that trigger you. And so ask yourself during this time, where do you need to heal? What do you need to release? What is holding you back? What is stopping you? What is truly creating fear in your life? And how do you transmute that to hope, to joy, to optimism? How can you shine your light out into this world? How can you be an example? What can you do? Speak with your neighbors, talk to your friends, get on social media, write, dance, create art. What is it? And why aren't you doing it? Your mission will become clearer and clearer as we enter into the new year. Right now, it's your time to plan, to set goals, to create structure and routines. This is your time. You are a light worker. You know this. Whether you align with the star seed concept, whether you believe that you're an indigo child or a crystal child or a rainbow child, one thing is true, and that is that every single one of you that comes across this video, that watches this, is a beautiful creature made of stars, made of stardust, made of the cosmos, made of the universe. You are divine. You are a piece of God, and you show up whole as a reflection of God onto this earth, whatever God means to you. And how can you lead by example? How can you lead with grace? How can you shine your light out into this world? The war is coming. And while you may all be feeling it energetically, as the years pass on, as we get closer and closer to the time, the war will become more present here on earth. For the darkness wants control. The darkness wants to enslave. The darkness wants power over you. How can you be sovereign? How can you honor your truth? How can you stand in your truth? How can you remember that you are your neighbor and your neighbor is you, but each of you are on your own unique individual paths? So how can you set expectations and demands of your neighbor without first setting expectations and demands on yourself? And where is the ego showing up for you and why? And where is the shadow showing up for you and why? This is the time for you to do the work, for you to be honest, for you to be real with yourself. Not so that you can be performative, not so that others can applaud you, not so that others can celebrate you and revere you and honor you, but so that you can stand in your truth, connected to source code, to source consciousness, connected to the light, connected to the divine realms, connected to source, connected to everything that exists here on earth. This is your time. How will you choose to show up? We cannot tell you what to do. We cannot encourage you. We cannot guide you. We cannot do any of that. All we can do is show you the options. For you always, always have the freedom to choose. That is what it means to be a light being. That is what it means to be a light worker. The freedom to always choose. But what will you choose during this time? That is completely up to you. I just want you to take a look at this imagery as I fully integrate back in. At the bottom it says, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. And we talked about winter solstice, this time to retreat, this time to step back, this time to sit in the darkness. Not with fear, not with anxiousness, not with worry, but understanding that you are creating a plan right now. That is what you are doing. You are setting a plan in place. You are setting something in motion. Capricornian energy, it doesn't rush. So don't rush right now. Give yourself the time to be present. It is during this time of being present that things will be revealed. I don't know how many of you watched the spirit messages. I posted it over at STARSEA Tarot. This card showed up for one of the 4 piles or groups. I can't remember which one it is. And in that video, I actually shared the story of a place, I call it a power place, that exists not too far from here for me. And I would encourage it, or I would encourage you rather, okay, to go find the places near you, around you, that are considered power places, ley lines. Walk out in nature and trust where the universe is leading you, guiding you. And when you arrive there, don't be surprised if you start receiving downloads or if you start having these moments of great epiphanies or clarity. Now, before I jump off, I want to give you all a little bit of space here to digest what we just went through. If you have any questions surrounding this urgent angel channeled message, or what is happening right now in the world, or your role on earth, I'm happy to help answer some questions right now. And I'm so grateful for all of you that have watched this. I'm so grateful for all of you that join me either during the new moon rituals or that do cosmic coaching with me. If you're interested in working with me in any capacity, I have 3 offerings. One is a single session. The other ones are 6 sessions, either half-hour sessions or 1-hour sessions. I'm going to drop actually the link right now to the cosmic coaching page. I get lots of questions about how I can help you through cosmic coaching. So modalities that I work with are astrology, the Akashic Records, directly channeling, receiving downloads, chakra work, tarot, oracle cards. Did I miss any? I feel like those are like the main ones that I work with, okay? So that's the link for those of you that want to work with me. Okay, somebody just said, I have a question. And Christy Ann said, what is my role? Christy, I can't answer that question for you. You know what your role is. No spiritual teacher can answer a question like that, because then we would be telling you rather than giving you the space and the safety to be vulnerable and open yourself up to the answer that exists within you. So Christy, what I will give you, what I will leave you with is 2 videos from my main channel. And I'm not sure if you've watched any of them, because I understand based off of the polls that I've been doing lately that not many people are actually seeing my new videos. So it would help me tremendously if you just went and clicked on a bunch of them so that I start showing up, because many of you, the way that the algorithm recognizes you is that you watch a lot of tarot videos. And so my new spirituality videos aren't showing up for a lot of you. And I do have the tarot channel that's completely separate now, but you can consider this channel here that I'm doing this live on right now, the school. okay? The Academy. It's where I give you a bunch of different videos, either on spiritual teachings, so to do with your spirituality, shadow work, your awakening, okay, your ascension, and also manifestation, law of attraction, and empowerment, right? Because these are all roles or aspects, I should say, of the self that need to be nurtured and need to be fueled as part of being a spiritual person. So for the person who asked about what is my role, I have 2 videos for you that you can do work with, okay, that you can work with, okay? So these 2 videos are for those of you that are wondering, okay, what your role is on Earth. So one video is connected to astrology specifically, and one video is connected to how you uncover your life purpose. And the how to uncover your life purpose video is actually a teaser from my course Align. Align used to be a course that I would run live for 12 weeks, but I'm actually going to be re-releasing it over at STARSEA Academy as a pre-recorded course that you work through your own modules on your own time. So for those of you that are interested in signing up to the Academy, enrollment at the school is absolutely free. You'll be the first to know when the courses launch. I can't say when yet, but it will be sooner rather than later. And as part of being a pre-enrolled student, you will obviously get, first dibs into the courses, and also special promotions and emails to support you with being able to enroll, okay? So that is the school right there. And these are the videos. Okay, so videos for life purpose / your role. Boom, and so I think I saw another question, so hold on. I'm just copying and pasting the links for the videos. All right. So that's the 2 videos for your life purpose / your role, and then the school is this one. Copy. Of course, Christy. Enrollment to the school is free, and then obviously the courses each will have different fees depending on the course that you actually enroll to. But even when you enroll for STARSEA Academy, or you enroll to my mailing list over at Charlene Lizette, you actually get access to a newsletter that's going to be launching in January. And the newsletter has like a bunch of different spiritual teachings, some which you'll be able to see videos of on the channel here, but others that I just talk exclusively over on the newsletter. So it's like additional freebie, additional little snippets of knowledge for you. Okay, where was the other question? Somebody who's saying something about Kundalini. Okay, so let me find, Carlise said, as a light worker, my guides are telling me to do shadow work, but I'm still beginning to do light work. Which one should I do first? So light work and shadow work work in tandem. You can't do one without the other. So your guides are asking you to do shadow work, especially during this time. It makes a lot of sense, Carlise, because this is the time to do the shadow work. We're in this dark period. We're in this period of retrieval. We're in this period of reset. We're in this period of review, okay? And so I would encourage you, if your guides are really pushing you to do the shadow work, it's probably because the veil is so thin right now that it's like an opportune time for you to do it. It's like the best time for you to do it right now. So I would encourage you to do it, to follow through with what they're doing. And I would ask them to also guide you in what things you can do for shadow work, okay? Because shadow work, there's a lot of aspects of shadow work, okay? There is a video on my channel. I am going to be posting more videos on specifically shadow work on this channel. So stay tuned for those. Make sure you're turning the bell notifications. Make sure you're subscribing over to my mailing list, to all this stuff, right? Because then you'll be the first to know when all the new videos show up. There is a video that I actually did a long time ago. Where is that video? It was called The Dark Night of the Soul. Dark Night. Here it is. Share. Copy. So this is The Dark Night of the Soul. I do touch base on shadow work in this particular video, Carlise, so that may be helpful for you. Okay, so I'm trying to find, there was a question here and I can't find it anymore about the Kundalini, but I don't know what the question was. I just remember seeing it show up. Shoot. Okay, Natasha Carter said, Charlene, I used to be able to meditate really well. Now I feel like I can't really get into it. Maybe I have blockages. Do you have any tips on how I can get my mind to get into it or relax? So Natasha, do you do guided meditations? Meditation is one of those things that you can't force. I'm going to sneeze right now. Bless me. Okay, so meditation is one of the things that you can't force. What you can do is lean into it. You can surrender to it. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do is hey Mac, I would encourage you to, like, during this time, especially where you find your brain's getting really busy, to rather than do like a half hour, 45 minute or like an hour meditation, find the what do you call it? The lead meditations here on YouTube. Joe Dispenza does great ones. I really love his meditative work. But follow through and look for like the 5-minute and 10-minute ones. And honestly, what I would do is, I know that they tell you to sit up and be in a certain position, but you're clearly working through some stuff right now and you're finding that you're having a lot of monkey brain or busy brain or whatever you want to call it. So maybe try laying down and doing it. So one of the things that I do, and I'll share this with you all personally, is I will actually, when I first wake up, first thing in the morning, I have like my favorite Joe Dispenza meditation that I do that's 10 minutes long. And I literally lay in my bed like a vampire, like this, okay, straight. And I play it for 10 minutes, right as soon as I wake up. So that it plays, and then as soon as the meditation is done, I wake up. Like I lift myself out of my body like a vampire. No, but I don't know why I do this, but literally sometimes I sleep like this. So anyways, but I would maybe try doing that. That may help you out. I don't necessarily think that it's blockages. I think there's a lot of noise right now. Right? There's a lot of noise in this world. So it's about how can you tune in and tune that stuff out. So you're going to have to play around with the way that you're meditating. You're going to have to try different things, right? Maybe shift your like space around, or find a new place to meditate, or do a walking meditation instead of a stillness meditation, right? Because this is how we overthink things. So you might just be overthinking so many things that you're not giving your body the opportunity to just land and embrace the meditation. You mentioned you work with Chakra Healing, so I was wondering if you work with people who had Kundalini awakening. So I have a lot of opinions. I also have a lot of ways that I see things. I think that a lot of what we've learned about Kundalini has been, without trying to offend people, has been really whitewashed. Even when we look at chakras, when we look at the yogic practices of chakras and what they actually mean, it's not necessarily that, each specific meridian point heals, okay, or is connected to a wound. The actual chakras were connected to different types of flowers and different types of patterns. And those patterns were actually connected to Hindu deities or goddesses, gods, okay? And so when it comes to a Kundalini awakening, that's kind of ingrained, it's intertwined. It's not like I work with people who have just had a Kundalini awakening and haven't done anything else. Like it's almost like, in my opinion, the Kundalini, when you experience that Kundalini, when you experience that awakening that begins from the root right upwards, are you okay? Sorry, I think Willow was just doing something. Willow? Okay, maybe she's coming up. That Kundalini, that's like you're starting to activate and actually tune in and tap into the energy field, the meridian points that exist within your body. So I guess if you're asking me, do I work with people who've had Kundalini awakening? Yeah, I would, because it's part of the awakening process. Okay, sorry, hold on. Somebody else said something. Bless you. I did the exact same morning routine as well with the vampire pose, without the vampire pose. Yeah, try the vampire pose. You mentioned that. Okay, I enjoy wearing bangles, black tourmaline. I've been suffering from weirdly intense sciatic nerve pain and know it's physical psychic attack. What do you suggest for me? So the bloodstone and the tourmaline are great for grounding. I think that if you're thinking that it's a physical... Oh, Raven and Willow. No, Raven's right here. Willow, what are you doing, babe? Willow sounds like she's chasing something downstairs. Raven's sleeping. See? Wait, there she is. Well, that's her spot right now. That's her favorite little corner. So she's just, that's not my chair anymore. It's Raven's. Now see, here's what I would say to Ace of Discal, and I have one more question, and then I got to jump off, okay? If you feel like it's physical and psychic attacks that are happening onto your body, crystals will support you, grids will support you. So I would maybe think about putting together some grids at home, okay? But on top of that, I would really focus on cleansing your space, either by creating sigils, either by literally using different